Drop it. I came here from the Philippines in the plane with some big dreams.
In this edition of K-Funk's Kitchen, we are in Andria's kitchen, and we're going to start out making a drink this time. We've decided to make a peartini from Giada because it kind of goes in with the meal that we will be making. And so go through with us what ingredients we will be needing.
Okay, so obviously pears go into it. So instead of using like pear maca, we're just using fresh pears. So I'm peeling the pear, and obviously we'll take out the core, and that's going to go in the blender with some vodka and some dry vermouth and a simple syrup that I made, which is it's 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. And I also made a ginger simple syrup, and so we're going to make like 2 different batches. One which is the regular simple syrup, and then one with ginger, because I think that's going to be an awesome combination. And then lime juice.
Oh yes, lime juice. Okay. So I am currently juicing a lime. It's supposed to be about 1/4 of lime juice, fresh lime juice, but we're halving this batch since we're trying the 2 different kinds of simple syrup. So I'm also just kind of eyeballing it, so I don't really know how much juice this is going to make. And also, what kind of pears did
Giada says to use camas pears, which
neither of us have ever had it. We don't really know the reason behind that, so I guess we'll see how that affects our drink. So we'll catch you when we are on the next step. We are getting ready to combine all of our ingredients into the blender.
So I already put the pears in, and then we're going to be putting half of this simple syrup in there, and then like 1/8 of lime juice, 1/2 cup of vodka.
By the way, for those of you who have never purchased vermouth, just like myself, this is the bottle that I purchased. I've never used vermouth. I don't know what it tastes like, so this is going to be interesting.
What if we hate it and we put it in the drink?
Guess we'll find out.
This is terrible.
We'll know next time not to use it.
So this is also going to be like an 8.
Such a giant bottle, and we're using an 8 cup.
And then we're just gonna blend it up while we listen to Ace of Base.
And who is this though? This is an Ace of Base. This is
wait, no, this is Sweet Dreams. Oh, your
Eurythmics.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I love this.
But it's on my Ace of Base Pandora station.
Oh, nice.
So we're just gonna blend it.
And here we are. We've blended it up. Smell good?
I think so. Alright, so, and then we're just going to put it into a martini shaker.
Oh, so many steps.
Yeah. Shake, shake, shake.
And you were afraid of being on camera. So like frothy. I'm not used to like frothy sort of martini.
And I did read a review that some people thought it was kind of thick.
Oh, well.
But
kind of makes sense with using real pears and all.
yeah, like that was too much pulp, but you know, we'll see. And there you go.
It is quite pulpy.
Yeah.
I like it though. Tastes very fresh and peary. I'll be interested to see what the ginger version tastes like. So we'll try that later, and we're going to start prepping for our main dish, which is a Filipino dish called pancit. More on that later. Okay, so like I said, we're making pancit. There are several different ways to make this. There's different names for it. The one that we're making is, I believe it's called bihon. I don't know. There's also pancit palabok, pancit canton, whatever. Anyway, so essentially it's like a Filipino version of like a lo mein or a stir fry or whatever. So first we have about 10 or 11 cloves of garlic minced, and then we've got our snow peas, which we've just cut diagonally just sort of for presentational purposes. This version we're using 2 different kinds of noodles, but you could use one or the other. These are bean bread noodles. They can be found at most Asian marts. And then the canton noodles, the thicker yellow noodles. We're using shredded carrots. You can also just get carrots and shred them yourself. onion, which is diced up in here. You're supposed to use a large onion. Me and Andrea don't really like onions. So what we did in place of it is a small onion and 2 shallots. And then we've got half a head of cabbage cut up. We also will eventually use some chicken broth, some soy sauce, and fish sauce, which is also known as peartinis. And then we've got 2 chicken breasts, which we will be boiling shortly. So join us soon when we're in our next stages. So you saw all of our chopped veggies. We've also got 2 chicken breasts boiling right now. You want to boil it until it's like almost done. It can still be a little bit pink in the middle because you are going to shred it up and use it in your stir fry later. So it is going to continue cooking. In the meantime, I've oiled up this wok. We're going to take about half of the garlic that we minced earlier, and we're going to brown it up just a little bit, not too much, because later on we're going to use it to flavor our noodles, and then the other half is going to be used as our stir fry. So when you see us next, we'll be doing our stir fry. Okay, so my sous chef Andrea is shredding up our chicken. And when you're boiling your chicken, please do not get rid of your broth because you're going to use it for your noodles later and a little bit of your stir fry as well. I am going to start stirring up some garlic and onions. The rest of that garlic we didn't use earlier. And I'm going to go grab those onions and some shallots. So we're going to stir that together, and then we will come back when we're ready to add our next ingredients. Okay, so the garlic and onions have been cooking for a little bit, so Andrea is going to add her shredded chicken. And at this point when we add the chicken, we're also going to add a little bit of soy sauce. And apparently it's smoky. Okay, so we're going to do a couple shakes of soy sauce here. Just kind of eyeballing it, and then I'm going to have Andrea spoon in some of the broth. We just want to always keep it moist. Each time you add a new ingredient, you just want to add a little bit of that broth, kind of keep it nice and moist. Don't want anything to overcook or burn in the pan there. So, next up we'll probably end up adding the snow peas and carrots, but we're going to push this around for a little bit. We'll be back. Too quick. Okay, so I lied about the next ingredient. The next ingredient is actually going to be cabbage.
All this cabbage?
All of it. And make sure you don't overcook any of this too, because you are also going to be cooking it even more once you get the noodles going. So this is cabbage, and then next will be carrots and snow peas. Okay. So we are on our second batch of drinks, which have the ginger simple syrup instead of the regular simple syrup, and Andrea and I both agree that this is the better version. So yay us for adding that. We've also already taken our mixture off the pan. We did end up adding those last few ingredients, a little bit of that fish sauce, pretty much just enough to coat it, mix it around, and coat it again. And then we are going to use the wok to cook our noodles. So the wok is going to, have that broth that we used earlier to cook the noodles, and then we're going to cover it and shake it in it every couple of minutes, make sure it's not cooking too fast. So you'll join us when the noodles are cooking. Okay, so this is about a little more than half of the broth that was left over from our cooking chicken earlier. And we're going to let it come to a boil, and then we're going to start with our bean thread noodles. Okay, so our bean thread noodles have been cooking for a little bit. I did cut them because if you don't cut them, they will end up to be very long noodles. So I just took some kitchen shears and just went through and cooked them. Andrea is going to take our other noodles and start putting little handfuls in the mixture. These are the Canton noodles. We're not going to use the whole package, probably about half of the package that we started with. Okay, so then we're going to cover this back up, let it boil for a little bit, and then we will toss them together with our veggies soon. Okay, so we made the executive decision to strain the noodles because they did not take as long to cook as my mom thought they would. So now we're going to put those noodles right back in the pan with just a hint of oil. And then remember that garlic that we sauteed up earlier? Now's the time to put that right back in, along with a couple of shakes of peartinis, aka fish sauce, and a little bit of soy sauce, shakes of that. Okay, we're going to mix that together for just a little bit, and then we're going to add half of that veggie mixture that you saw earlier. So, stay tuned. Okay, so after all the mixing, this is what it looks like plated. We still have to add the rest of our veggie mix and put it on top. The trick is to make sure that the noodles do not get sticky, but I did not master that this time around. So it's going to take a couple of tries. Don't be discouraged if the first time you make this, you have the same problem as me. So we're going to put the veggies on top, and then we're going to have Andrea try it for the very first time. Yay! So that's what it looks like with all that veggie mixture on the top. Andrea's going to scoop herself a serving, and then she's going to try it on camera. Also, while she's doing this, a little backstory. Andrea got married about 8 months ago, and I gave her this recipe as part of her bridal shower gift, and we're just now finally making it, so she's actually kind of been waiting a while to try this. And here we go. First taste. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I give it a thumbs up.
Alright, I like it. That's what I like to hear. For anybody who attempts to make this at home, this is one of those dishes that the beauty of it is that you can make it whatever you want. You can change the kind of vegetables you use, you can change the kind of noodles you use. So I encourage you to try this recipe, make it your own, and let me know how it tastes. So, for this edition of kfunk's Kitchen, thank you. Catch you next time.